We have an update on the triple murder in southwest Sioux Falls.
Online court records say 30-year-old Justin Rackley now faces additional charges. He's been indicted on 3 counts of first-degree murder, along with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
The charges stem from a shooting a week and a half ago. That's when authorities say Rackley shot and killed Daniel Chemnitz, Kelly Reeves, and Michael Thompson. In a news release sent out just hours after the shooting, police said 2 additional victims were brought to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The new charges appear to be in connection with the victims who survived. An initiated measure that would get rid of South Dakota's tax on food and drinks continues to bring in both support and concerns. After petition sponsors received suggestions from the Legislative Research Council, they reworded the measure for clarification. Some lawmakers see the measure helping families afford food. Others worry about lost revenue.
Attorney General Vargo at the time drafted the measure, and he did give an indication that certainly the definition of human consumption may require further action by either the courts or the legislature, and also expressed a concern relating to the tobacco master settlement.
The decision ultimately comes down to voters this fall. If passed, the measure would require alcoholic beverages and prepared food to still be taxed. Well, it's been 10 years since the EF2 tornado ripped through the eastern South Dakota town of Wessington Springs. The tornado destroyed dozens of homes and businesses, and while it's a day many of the community won't soon forget, residents we talked to are happy about the damage that it wasn't worse.
Could have been way worse for the community if it had been a few blocks farther down into town, because it would have taken out Main Street, the hospital, like Penny said, the school. So we just had to rebuild houses up here.
The Wessington Springs community was grateful for the quick action of their fire and sheriff's department, saying that it saved lives. Well, now let's turn to weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. What's it looking like today, Scott?
Well, rain this morning in south central parts of east central South Dakota. That continues to move to the northeast. We'll go with these rounds of rain as we do go through the day today, hugging Interstate 90 in areas to the north, even south central South Dakota where things have started. It will probably continue the rain there throughout much of the morning and into the afternoon. It will be a cool day today. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s. More rain is on the way, heavy at times tonight, where flooding may occur in eastern and southeastern KELOLAND due to the heavy rain. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. This week, volunteers with Habitat for Humanity are fighting the rain as they try to help out the Whittier neighborhood in Sioux Falls. It's all part of the 2nd annual Rock the Block Week. Volunteers help residents in the Whittier area with small yard work. They've also been planting trees around the neighborhood.
So we partnered with the city of Sioux Falls. We're planting 29 trees in the Whittier neighborhood. And then we have 18 projects that are scheduled. So we're doing painting projects, we're fixing steps, and just small wind projects. We're planting some bushes along with the trees.
The volunteer project started Tuesday and run through tomorrow. To celebrate their hard work, there will be a block party at Meldrum Park on Saturday from 11 to 2.
Volunteers are starting to set up for MB's closet sale on Friday. Proceeds from the fundraiser go toward their women's programming department, which takes about $200,000 a year in order to run.
Closet sales are our quarterly fundraisers that we do in order to provide funding for our women's programs. And most of those programs, the ones I work with, are free to the women in the community. So we're helping women with workforce development. So we provide clothing for interviews and employment. And then we also provide career coaching resources like mock interviews and resume building, job searching.
The summer sale starts at 10 a.m. on Friday at MB in downtown Sioux Falls. We've attached more information about their programming to this story on KELOLAND.com.
A local nonprofit is helping heroes in a unique way. Hero Haven in Brandon gives back to veterans, firefighters, law enforcement, and EMS workers by taking them on outdoor adventures.
Through our adventures, we bring people together that are strangers in life, and they get to sit and talk with somebody who they've never met, and they actually get to know that person and hopefully become friends, and also be able to create memories that they can share with their loved ones back home.
If you'd like to learn more about Hero Haven, we've attached a link to this story here on KELOLAND.com.
Well, that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, one of our top weather stories is this, a flood watch in effect for tonight and for tomorrow morning. We may see a redeveloping scenario actually for Friday night and Saturday morning, but that's not accounted for on this graphic here. And that flood watch does include Sioux Falls. It also includes several counties north of Interstate 90. Now, I know we haven't had quite as much rain in some of those areas, so we'll need to continue to watch the effect of all of this here in the forecast. But your rainfall rates could easily be an inch or two an hour with these heavier storms here coming up tonight. Futurecast is still pinpointing the areas of heavy rain from northern Nebraska right up through Winter and Gregory, and then kind of cutting to the northeast here through Pipestone and Dell Rapids and communities maybe a little bit north of Sioux Falls. That's the latest thinking here. We'll continue to eye the maps here on where that goes. The Weather Prediction Center put out this statement here earlier this morning, a moderate risk of heavy rain. It kind of coincides with that flood watch. So that's a story that's out there again for tonight. Tomorrow night, that shifts a little bit east. In fact, let me go back to that graphic. You can see that that does include a big chunk of southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. So we need to watch that because obviously some of this ground is very soggy and wet and it just doesn't take much. Most of that's going to run off where those heavier rains develop. Now, Futurecast this morning, we've got the rain coming up from south central KELOLAND. It is moving to the northeast. So here on a Mitchell Brookings, plan on rain off and on today. I think Sioux Falls can get a break here this afternoon, but let's watch the redeveloping storms coming up out of western Nebraska this evening. In this area of south central South Dakota will be the area to watch and see how organized this rain gets as it pushes east across this flood watch area during the overnight. And of course, when we get flash flooding at night, that's especially dangerous. So you've got to pay attention to where the heavy rains are and where the warnings may come out if we do get that. Now, Sioux Falls area, we pick up that rain. I think tomorrow we still can warm up. We're going to shoot for about 85 or so as the warm front lifts up out of Nebraska. And then that's going to lead to another round of storms. We could include the Black Hills, Rapid City could catch some of that, and then that warm front really gets going there Friday night. And when we have warm fronts like this, we can get these east to west bands of locally heavy rain again, and attendant to that, some severe weather. That's another story we'll have to take a closer look at tomorrow, and Rapid City, Sioux Falls both included with that for Friday night. Highs today, upper 60s and low 70s out there across the board with the clouds and the rain chances. I do expect tomorrow 85, a good bit of rain to kick off the day, and again tomorrow night. And then we'll see if that lingers early Saturday morning. After that, we get a front that'll move through and hopefully clear us out on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, interesting forecast. A lot of heat is going to try to move into South Dakota. Now, at this point, Sioux Falls and Aberdeen around 90. I want to point out a couple things here. This is a perfect scenario for parts of the upper Midwest and Northern Plains to catch some big severe weather. However, most of South Dakota initially is capped on Mondays, so we've got to do some homework on figuring out where that scenario is going to go early next week. But we got a lot of heat, a lot of humidity. We've got mid to upper 90s forecast in Pierre Monday and Tuesday. That's where your capping will probably keep the rain out of the forecast there. And then for Rapid City too, looking at just some hot weather coming in. It's been a while, so we'll make up for some lost ground in that territory. Details online at KELOLAND.com.